What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from The Quartering, and it looks like there's another big push towards silencing human interaction both on Twitch and on Steam. Really, anywhere humans interact, there is somebody that wants to control that. Now, some streamers, for example, want to do that for their own mental health. And I honestly don't have any problem whatsoever with, for example, somebody blocking somebody on Twitter. You get to make a joke about them blocking you and life goes on. If you have somebody in your Twitch chat or YouTube chat that's spamming bad stuff and you want to ban them, I don't really care. Totally fine. But new rules Twitch is looking to implement are severely draconian, and the ADL is actually making a huge pitch at even more control over Steam. And before we get into that, hopefully you'll take it easy on me. Quick-ish word from this video sponsor, a brand new product that I'm sure you're going to love. Before we get into this video, just a massive, huge shout out to this video sponsor, Footmouse.
Introducing a revolution in gaming. Footmouse, the first science-based gaming mouse made for feet.
I've been using Footmouse since 2017, but not on LAN. There's a lot of controversy as to whether or not Footmouse should be termed illegal. It's just such a huge advantage, but it's still all about skill. Footmouse just raises the skill gap. It's a whole different level of play.
Footmouse, get your foot in the game.
Well, actually, the Footmouse is sponsored by your boy, Raid Shadow Legends. That's right. You know Raid Shadow Legends. It's the dark fantasy RPG that's free to play and now available on PC and has cross-device. What do I like about Raid? Well, how about its amazing daily reward program, which is now extended from 90 days originally to 180 days. Each day you can claim free rewards from energy refills to silver, gems to shards, and a free barbarian legendary champion. Now, during all of these uncertain times, I know it's a bit of a meme, but Raid Shadow Legends has stuck by this channel and supported many of my friends as well. So if you want to check out the game, go to the description, click on the special link, and if you're a new player, you'll get 100,000 silver, 50 gems, 1 energy refill, and a free champion, the Adjudicator. You'll only find these rewards here in your inbox for the next 30 days. So follow the link in the description below, see what everyone's talking about, support Raid, support the channel, and we'll see you in there. That's right, get your Footmouse today. Now, there's a couple of interesting articles going around this morning. One about a new bizarre block list type technology that certain large influencers on Twitch want to implement that would work just like a Twitter block list. You know, people that use block lists, the cowards. So, popular British streamer, Greek God, revealed an insanely austere punishment for unruly Twitch viewers, which will see them banned from multiple channels on the platform. Sitting at over 1.1 million followers on Twitch, Greek God is one of the most popular streamers in the world. I never heard of him. I don't watch a lot of Twitch. Really, outside of Asmongold, I don't watch any Twitch. He recently moved to the USA. His move to TSM as a full-time content creator. He's also known for his interactions with a group of US-based streamers. It's with these friends that Greek God has devised a seriously strict ban to place Twitch viewers who break rules. Nick's making a program where if one person's banned from one person's channel, they're banned from all of our channels, Greek said on April 17th. So that means if you get banned from my channel, you get banned from Soda Poppin', Nick's, Trainwrecks, and every other streamer that's going to be on it. Pathetic. Cowardly. A ridiculous overreach, essentially creating a list. You know who else had lists? I mean, I don't think I need to tell you who else had lists, but essentially the program is being worked on will ensure that any banned viewer cannot interact with any of the channels of the streamers participating. It will stop one viewer from being abusive in one channel and then simply changing the channel when they are banned. So what we're looking at is the beginning stages of full platform banning for Twitch users. Nick Pullum followed up Greek's announcement with some context, explaining why the program is necessary. He revealed that they have to clear it with Twitch to check if it's allowed. Of course, Twitch is going to allow it. But also that it's going to be far more complex. Quote, not everyone's going to have the power. Not every mod is going to have this ability. So it's only going to be reserved for the worst offenders. Yeah, right. That's how it starts. It started with look, Twitch doesn't even ban people for posting CP, for crying out loud. What do people use their block lists for? Anybody who disagrees with them. Like guys that come in here and spam the N-word and stuff like that. This is classic authoritarian behavior. They use the absolute worst case example, worst case scenario, to push through more levels of control. Now, at face value, I don't have any problem with a particular streamer banning people from their stream, but this is where we're headed, folks. This is where we're headed with online. What makes online interaction great also can make it a little tough at times. You know, the human aspect of online is the same one you have in real life. And if you simply just ban anyone you don't agree with, you end up in these echo chambers, and you're never challenged. And some people who are weak of mind don't want to be challenged. And I understand that. I understand being weak. But also, this technology will not be used for people that only just spam the N-word. Let's be very clear. A lot of streamers, viewers were shocked by the severity of this ban, but became more understanding as Nick explained its reason for implementation. However, one streamer, Ginity, explained why it's an issue. She touched on the different standards streamers have in regards to what's acceptable and what isn't. She explained that cruel humor, can vary between channels, and this may lead to a blanket ban that isn't necessarily warranted. However, Palm indicated that it would not be used ambiguously and would only clear acts of hatred would be punished. That's how it starts. That's how it starts. Perhaps a company like the ADL probably had pure intentions at first. But let me read some of what are the most shocking numbers I've seen. You see, this was originally covered by Bounding into Comics, talking about the ADL Center for Technology and Society assistant Daniel Kelly indicated the organization is specifically gearing up to tackle hate and harassment in video games with a specific focus on Valve. As Reclaim the Net notes, the ADL is no stranger to going after companies when it comes to stamping out what they claim as hate. These are the same clowns that said the OK hand symbol was, an evil symbol. The ADL is adding, that's why the ADL is working with companies, including YouTube, to aggressively counter hate on their platforms. We were glad to share our expertise on this and look forward to continuing to improve input. Greenblatt concluded, while this is an important step, to move alone is insufficient and must be followed by more changes from YouTube and other tech companies to adequately counter the scourge of online hate. He explained the games industry is creating social spaces. Online games are social spaces, and so the responsibility for them, for the form that hate and harassment take in these spaces, is the responsibility of companies that make those games. First of all, no, it isn't. They go on to say, I think it's important that companies use public voice in the realm to put on their platform. Quote, we don't allow hate speech, which is an ambiguous term that generally stands for words we don't like. And here's what we mean by hate speech, Kelly continued. Kelly then stated it's a lot more than they could do. There's a lot more they could do. But if they had a place now if what was in place now was in place 10 years ago, I think we'd be in a different place. No, you'd still be demanding more control. He then calls for video game developers to work collectively and place a rule set around policy enforcement, saying, if the game industry were to come together collectively, or with selected individual companies to start, really share data with the public, society about the problem, by the way, nobody thinks this is a problem, I think that it would be a huge step forward. But of course, to do that. They would need to create a rule set around policy and enforcement on their platform, in ways that are much more robust. This is the same morons that said, and I quote, in our survey, 75% of people who played Overwatch experienced harassment. Kelly said, bull. That is 100% grade A baloney. Unless, of course, you define harassment as mean words on the internet or something you don't like. That, of course, is how they define it, I'm sure. It's unclear at this point how efforts to make games more inclusive as media interacts with game social spaces and harassment we see in those spaces. You know, how about, he also goes on to claim, one of the other most ridiculous claims I see in this article is about black folks and women just choose to play without their microphone on. I don't know if you've ever played a sports game online. This is obviously bull. The norms that come up in qualitative research is that women and people of color go into game spaces and just turn off the mic and don't speak. Really? Have you played NBA 2K? Have you played John Madden football? Have you played Call of Duty? Have you played literally any game with a microphone? It's pretty clear that this isn't the case. It's also pretty clear that these groups also take part in the same online bants we all do. No one color is any better or any worse at being terrible. All right? Yes. In fact, when I go online, the first thing I do is turn the microphone off. Not because I can't handle the bants, but because most people I play either have an open microphone with some sort of like crummy rap music playing in the background, or it's just insufferable listening to the screeching of 13-year-olds. There are games that microphones are required, but there are also private ways to speak. If you want to, you don't have to use the microphone at all. But this is a problem that extends well beyond skin color. But again, what this is all about at the end of the day is control. In order to acknowledge what real problems are in the game spaces, we have to look at a measure that account for the fact that these people are positive and powerful community spaces for many people. One of the more interesting results from the survey was that 13% of the respondents found a partner in an online game space, whatever that means to them. Okay, a partner. So you're trying to say it's a romantic partner? 51% made friends. 20% learned about themselves. 51% of these people made friends in spite of all the 75% of them being bullied online, which is, of course, ridiculous. This is just a power grab. The ADL is a joke, and they're just moving their grift to video games. These are the same clowns that went after PewDiePie. These are the same clowns that went after Overwatch, esports for people, having the OK hand symbol. These are the same clowns that say you can't spam emotes. What this is about control. It's about compelling people's speech. It's about making money. And it's moving now to video games in a more direct and obvious form. I, for one, disavow it, but will game companies stand up against it? Steam had at one point said that they're going to allow any video games that aren't against the law. But we've seen them bend the knee plenty. We've seen them allow plenty of censorship on their forums. This is going to be a battle that will continue forever, but I, for one, will continue to report on it so people can be aware just how nefarious these demands for control get and how we continue to give up our abilities to interact with people in exchange for this phantom safety that was never on the table in the first place. I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.